The Zephyrian interrogation chamber hummed with malevolent energy, its crystalline walls pulsing with an otherworldly blue light. Captain Sarah Chen sat strapped to the neural interface chair, her wrists raw from the energy bonds that had held her for 73 days. The alien device attached to her skull sent waves of agony through her nervous system, designed to break the strongest minds in the galaxy. Commander Vexithara entered the chamber, his six-legged form clicking against the metallic floor. His compound eyes studied the human with a mixture of fascination and frustration. In all his centuries of service to the Zephyrian Empire, no prisoner had lasted this long under the mind render. Still defiant, human? Vexithara's translator rendered his clicks and whistles into cold mechanical words. Your species amuses us with its stubborn ignorance. Sarah raised her head, sweat beading on her forehead despite the chamber's frigid temperature. Her voice came out as a hoarse whisper, but her words carried the weight of unbroken steel. My name is Captain Sarah Chen, service number 7274 Alpha Tango. That's all you're getting from me. The Zephyrian commander activated another neural probe, sending Sarah's body into convulsions. Her screams echoed off the chamber walls. But even through the torture, she maintained eye contact with her captor. When the agony subsided, she was breathing heavily but still conscious, still defiant. Remarkable, Vexithara muttered. Your neural pathways should have collapsed weeks ago. Yet here you are, intact. Tell me what drives your species to such persistence. Sarah managed a blood-stained smile. You wouldn't understand. You've never had to fight for every breath, every chance at something better. That's what makes us different. Vexithara had interrogated thousands of species across the galaxy. The proud Altarians broke after mere hours. The warrior Kasari, despite their reputation, crumbled within days. Even the telepathic Mindali, with their supposed mental fortitude, succumbed to the render within a week. But humans, this particular human, defied every psychological model in their databases. Your stubbornness will not save your pathetic species, he said, initiating another torture sequence. We have already conquered 47 worlds. Earth will be just another trophy in our collection. Maybe, Sarah gasped between waves of pain, but we'll make you work for it. Every single one of us, days blended into weeks. The Zephyrian scientists studied Sarah's brain patterns, fascinated by the human capacity for endurance. They discovered something unprecedented. Rather than breaking down under stress, human neural pathways seemed to adapt and strengthen. Where other species showed deterioration, Sarah's mind was building new connections, new pathways around the damaged areas. Dr. Kilara, the Empire's chief xenobiologist, presented her findings to the High Command. The human specimen exhibits extraordinary neuroplasticity. Each torture session, rather than weakening her resolve, appears to be reinforcing it. She's literally rewiring her brain to resist our methods. The revelation sent shockwaves through the Zephyrian hierarchy. For millennia, they had conquered through fear and psychological dominance. No species had ever developed resistance to their methods during capture. On the 91st day, something unprecedented happened. As Vexithara initiated the daily interrogation, the mind render began to malfunction. Sarah's neural patterns weren't just resisting. They were actively interfering with the device's quantum matrix. Impossible, Vexithara hissed, watching his instruments fail one by one. Sarah's eyes opened, clearer than they had been in months. You know what your problem is? She said, her voice gaining strength. You assume that breaking something makes it weaker. But sometimes the break is where the light gets in. The chamber door suddenly buckled inward with explosive force. Human Marines poured through the breach, their powered armor gleaming under the alien lights. Lieutenant Rodriguez reached Sarah first, quickly severing her restraints. How did you find me? Sarah asked, though she was already smiling. You never stopped transmitting, Rodriguez explained, helping her to her feet. That neural interface they used? You somehow turned it into a beacon. Every thought, every moment of resistance, it was broadcasting on quantum frequencies. The entire fleet followed your signal. Vexithara backed against the wall, his compound eyes wide with terror. This is impossible. The render was designed to break minds, not enhance them. Sarah steadied herself against the chair that had been her prison for 3 months. Her voice was quiet but carried absolute certainty. You made a fundamental error in judgment. You thought torture would break my spirit. Instead, you gave me 91 days to understand your technology, to adapt to it, to turn it against you. As the human Marines secured the facility, Sarah walked over to the cowering Zephyrian commander. I'm going to give you a choice, Vexithara. You can continue this war against humanity and discover exactly what 3 billion angry humans are capable of when you threaten our home. Or you can surrender now and learn what it means to have humans as allies instead of enemies. The commander's translator crackled as he processed the implications. Throughout the chamber, Zephyrian soldiers were laying down their weapons, their compound eyes reflecting the same realization. They had not captured a human. They had forged one. Within hours, the surrender broadcast went out across all Zephyrian frequencies. Commander Vexithara, speaking directly to the High Command, delivered a message that would reshape galactic politics forever. Cease all hostile actions against the human species immediately. We have not encountered an enemy. We have discovered exactly the kind of ally the Zephyrian Empire needs to survive the challenges ahead. They do not break under pressure, they evolve. They do not surrender in the face of impossible odds. They find a way to win. And when we tried to destroy their spirit, they showed us what true strength looks like. Captain Sarah Chen, standing beside him during the broadcast, added simply, "Welcome to the beginning of a beautiful friendship." The neural interface scars on her temple caught the light as she smiled. Not the marks of a broken prisoner, but the battle scars of humanity's newest ambassador to the stars.